Welcome to Topics in Psychology. I'm Dr. Sharon Eves, psychotherapist, author, and educator, and today I want to talk about cults. I've spent my entire career, over 40 years, working with people who've come from dysfunctional families, working with family systems that had a lot of pain and dysfunction. What happens in those families? You have to be loyal to the person at the top who's in control. You're not allowed to speak against the system. There's certain behaviors you're allowed to do. There's certain things you're allowed to feel. Other things you're not allowed to do and feel or think. Cults work the same way. You might be born into one, in which case you're just surrounded with a certain belief system, and you learn how to toe the line, do what the leader suggests, adhere to the beliefs of the system, or you may be recruited into one. I like Stephen Hassan's example. He's a psychologist, and he was recruited into the Moonies as a young man. He eventually left. He shares his story quite openly. I encourage you to check out one of his videos. He came up with a model called the BITE model. BITE, B-I-T-E, for the ways that a cult will try to control you. B is behavior. They try to control your behavior. You're allowed to do certain things and not other things. They control the information you get. They manipulate the information that comes in. So anything that would suggest that the cult leader wasn't the greatest thing ever, that you might have thoughts that are different than thoughts of the group. They control that information, which leads to the T in BITE, which is your thoughts. They control your thoughts closely. You're allowed to think certain things and not allowed to think other things, and that, of course, affects your emotions. You're allowed to feel certain things, love for the leader, love for the beliefs of the system, and you're not allowed to challenge anything. So as time goes on, when you're in a dysfunctional family or when you're in a cult that's shaming you, then love bombing you, they take you down, and then they praise you, so you'll stay back in the system. Love bombing, by the way, is not showering you with lots of praise. It's showering you with lots of praise in order to get something from you. They want to get attention, they want to get money, they want to get loyalty. So it's not loving to give you something, it's loving for them to take something from you to get for themselves. So you see, being in a system like this, there's a circular way of thinking, and it's hard to step out of that. So when you find that you start doubting what they're telling you, what the system is about, you may be listening to them talk about love, but you see cruelty, you may see violence. So at some point, you may decide that you want to think about things in a different way, or you reach out to connect with other people outside the system. When you do that, the system will close up behind you. As soon as you exit, often people lose contact with their families, with their friends. That's heartbreaking. And that's one of the things that people need to heal from and recover from. They experience the grief of what they've lost, the place in the community, the people they care about. So how do we do that? By being educated about how that system works, by getting support that is loving, that sees you and validates you, because one of the things cults do, like dysfunctional families, is they try to disconnect you from your own inner sense of knowing. What you perceive, you learn to doubt that. Don't believe your lying eyes. You're experiencing things that are true, and you're told not to believe them. So to be in an environment, if it's a group, if it's therapy, if it's being around other people who have recovered or are recovering from their dysfunctional families or the cults they've got caught into, they will help you reconnect with your own inner knowing, your own sense of who you are, to help you get back to your life, not the life that they want you to have so they can control you. Those are some of my thoughts on cults. They're damaging, they're dangerous, just like dysfunctional families can be damaging and dangerous. Get loving support to heal from that. Hope this information has been useful. If you have any thoughts about it, share them in the comments. I read all the comments. Take care and we'll see you soon.